Look, I'm gonna come out and say it. I don't like the whole cultural anti-woke wars. I feel like both sides are pretty cringe. I just never really care about those things. I mean, I used to be on that anti-woke thing until I realized, wow, these people are kind of, extreme, I guess. And I really just wanted to kind of distance myself from that. Because nowadays, woke has lost all of its meaning. Like the word woke is just something that doesn't even mean anything anymore. So that's sort of the thing, I guess. Like, that's kind of the problem. Like, I don't really like the whole woke thing, mainly because I think it's stupid. Like, I don't really care if you make a piece of art, and I feel like it doesn't really matter that how many black people are in there, or if everyone is gay, or they're African American, fucking aliens. I would take like a piece of art or a movie or a game that has like 500 aliens for all I care. As long as it's fun and it's made well, I couldn't care less. And that's sort of my problem with the newest intergalactic stuff. I mean, it's not really new, but like nowadays it's kind of been like kind of floating around that how the game is woke and all that stuff. But there's one problem that no one is addressing with the thing, is that the trailer is just bad. The trailer isn't made very well. It doesn't give you any idea of what the game is going to be about. It's just one woman that kind of shaves her head and she talks to another woman, and that's it. Then she goes to a planet, and then you see like one flash of her like kind of throwing her sword onto someone's head or something. So like you don't get anything from that. Like, is that like a tabletop game? Like, I don't know what that is my point. Yeah, I just used to like when games actually had good CGI trailers, and they were made just for the reason that the game wasn't ready. So it was a concept trailer more like. That is, I miss those days, because back in the day when you had CGI trailers, even Ubisoft used to do this, right? I mean, you had those CGI trailers, and they gave you a good idea of what the game was going to be about. But with Intergalactic, I just can't tell, like, what is it supposed to be? Is it supposed to be like Star Wars Outlaws? Like, it's very Star Warsy. It has also Sony propaganda in it. So, like, I really didn't get any of that. Like, everyone's kind of raging on the trailer that, oh my god, this game is woke. It's gonna be woke like The Last of Us Part 2. And I didn't like Last of Us Part 2 either, but not because of Ellie is gay or Joel died. I feel like Joel needed to die. But there's a difference that, like, that game just had a bad story. There were so many characters that you couldn't care about. Some of the characters that died, they never really addressed their deaths. Like there was the whole pendejo guy. He just kept saying pendejo, pendejo, and then he's dead. And Abby is like, oh, okay, like they kind of move on from deaths. I feel like those are very big parts, and the whole flashback thing, and like it's just a mess of how they like that game and how they made the story. And the story is going to be like, yeah, the gameplay was fun. That's why for me it was always like a 7 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10. But it's just not that. So that's kind of my problem. Like for me, it was a 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10 game. Like the gameplay was good, but the story was nowhere near great as like the first one. And it's not because it's woke or anything. I couldn't care less if Ellie is gay or if she identifies herself as a nuclear bomb. Like I couldn't give a shit about that. I feel like people don't really look at it like that. I don't look at it like that. I just want quality entertainment. That's all I care about. And that's the thing with Intergalactic, is that like the whole trailer is just something that doesn't tells you anything. Like that's the thing. It doesn't tells you anything that you want to know. Uh, and like, what's the concept? Like, what am I looking at? I can't tell. And the best example of a cinematic trailer is probably the Dishonored trailer. Like those trailers, that trailer told you everything you needed to know what was going to be in the game, and it was also very cool and movie-like. I mean, you had Corvo kind of parkouring on the rooftops that was in the game. You had a crossbow. and he shoots the crossbow that was in the game. He can stop time and he can kind of dash. He has the teleporting ability, and that's in the CGI trailer. It showed you all the mechanics, and you had a good idea of what was going to be the thing. Nowadays, it's just a cinematic trailer, two people talking, and that's it. Like, we don't really know anything. For all I know, that this could be a mobile game. Like, you need to show me something more before I kind of get invested into this. And I just don't really get the whole thing that she looks like a man. Like, the whole discourse is just around that she shaved her head and she's not very feminine like. I don't really get that. I don't think that's like again, I just don't like the whole woke crowd or the anti woke crowd. I just don't really like that. I think it's stupid, and I just don't really like it. I don't. I feel like that they need to do something different with that approach. I just kind of hate it, like the whole everything nowadays. If you don't like something, then it's woke for some reason. Anything is woke. Everything that has a woman or a black person in it is automatically woke for some reason. And I just don't really like that. I find that to be pretty cringe and bad. Like sometimes I do feel like that low key, that the whole anti woke thing is just a shed for conservatives or like low key people who are kind of racist, and they just want a full white American with blonde hair and blue eyes. Hitler's dream, basically. I mean, you even had Critical Drinker that made a video. I mean, not a video. He tried to make a movie, and it was the most generic espionage movie ever. And guess what? Everyone was a white, strong American guy in it. Like, yeah, it didn't have like American, like it had white American people in it mostly. And on top of that, like, I mean, I know it's not really an issue, but that's kind of ironic, as like especially it's Critical Drinker, so you're gonna think that way. And on top of that, look at the logo. You guys to kind of look at the photo here. Car Flag Entertainment. Look, if I was a director and I was going to be working with these like other people, I'm going to be like, dude, you need to change this like whole logo because this is a joke. No one's going to take you seriously. And the next one is Gradual Upgrade Productions. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone is going to take you seriously with this thing. Like, who thought, like, this looks like a fake movie, like a fake movie that has like, a fake logo and like fake productions. This is what it looks like. Like, I would tell them to change their logo ASAP. Like, otherwise, no one's gonna take you seriously. And the Russians were the bad guys. Yeah, of course, obviously. Every espionage movie has the Russian bad guy in it. The Russians can't just catch a break. I mean, when was the last time that the Russians were the good guys? No, it's always Americans, Russians. Russians are bad people. They're making this virus. We need to take down this virus. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. I just kind of wanted to talk about that. And I just find the whole like anti-woke discourse to be stupid. Like, again, that the old cinematic trailers used to achieve that pretty quickly, and they were kind of straightforward. Even the old Assassin's Creed ones were just good ones. Even Ubisoft did this right at some point. I don't know how Naughty Dog can't. And nobody is talking about it. Everyone is talking about the whole book thing, but the trailer itself is just bad representation. But yeah, like again, I don't know if the game is going to be amazing. It could be a fucking masterpiece, and then I'm kind of like looking like a silly, woolly man. But anyway, that's kind of my whole output on that. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one.